Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. Oh, let's talk ticket prices. So, what day was it? Was it last week or? Yeah, I guess it was last week that all of us season ticket holders, we got the renewal email in our inboxes with the updated ticket pricing. And the prices have gone up. I guess we shouldn't be surprised by that. Um, but I think I actually was surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I am, but I'm not. I feel like they shouldn't have gone up this year. They went up last year. I feel like they shouldn't have gone up again this year. They've gone up every year for the past however many years. And we've now gone to 6 home games instead of 7 from last year because that was one of the justifications for raising the prices last year was, well, you're getting 7 home games, so of course we're gonna raise your season ticket price because it's price per game. Okay, well, this year we're going back to 6 games and yet the price went up. So, and the thing that bothered me, and I wanna know people in the chat how you're feeling about this, especially if you are season ticket holders, when they first released it, they tried to say, "Oh, it's only a 5% increase. Don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal." Well, no, in reality, it's more like 20% because on a per game basis, we had 1 extra game last year, and now we only have 6. So, I I mean, we're season ticket holders. We've seen the prices go up and up and up every year. It's a hard pill to swallow. What was your reaction?
Well, last year was the big jump.
Yeah.
Okay, that for me, that was the big punch to the face. Yeah, this year it went up, and one less game, but there's 2 ways you can look at your ticket price. One is just the bottom line, the total.
Yeah.
Then you have to, if you break it out from Crimson Club requirement, and then actual ticket price. The ticket price really hasn't. That's not the driver of your ticket going up.
Yeah.
It's the Crimson Club mandatory donation. So now, as I understand it, see, this is the part that bugs me. Is I'm paying for football tickets and I'm interested in football. So I want if I got to pay a Crimson Club fee, which then goes to athletics. Well, I want my money to go to the football athletics. This goes into the general fund as I understand it. And then is distributed throughout all athletics. Well, I'm not for that personally. If I wanted to donate to baseball I do basketball when I get my basketball tickets, but any other sport, then I should do it. Or if I'm paying for football and this is my donation for football tickets, I want my money to go to the football program. That's the thing that bugs me the most, beyond the fact how much it jacked up last year. But hey, if we're in the big leagues, this is what it's going to be.
Right. But I mean, you're saying you want it to go to football. Okay, well then basically you have to donate to NIL and just specify football. They do it
Yeah,
this way. They
beyond
do it
this.
I know, but they do it this way because football makes the money for all the other sports. I mean, that's the reason.
I know,
I
but hey, I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying, and that is what's gone last year, the Crimson Club price went skyrocketed. It was like your total price may not have gone up. Well, it did go up last year, but when you broke it out, it was the Crimson Club price that just went insane. And honestly, I do wonder if it is because of all the NIL stuff. Now, Crimson Club is not receiving, this is all speculation. I don't know anything. So this is not, I don't know if this is factual. This is just, I'm speculating in that I wonder if Crimson Club is not seeing the kind of donations that they've seen in the past because now people are donating to NIL, which the school doesn't have access to those funds. So then they got to increase their fees. I don't know. It's all, I get it. Yeah, we're in the big leagues. I understand all of that, but when I'm not getting really anything different for what I'm paying now that I'm paying more and more and more every year, there's no investment in the stadium. There's no investment in the Wi-Fi. There's no investment in the concessions. There's no investment in my game day experience, which is frustrating because I just keep paying more and more and more for
Well, which
quote
yeah, that
unquote the same product. It is this, I mean, you want to do well on the field, but a lot of it is the same product year after year after year. They don't invest in any of those other things. At least that's how I feel.
well, you have to pay if you want to if you think your team is an upper echelon team and you're playing in the big leagues and you want to compete in the big leagues, then it's going to cost us money. And Utah, other than last year, because of all the reasons, it was a messed up year. But prior to that, we were in the mix in the Pac-12 at the Rose Bowl. So yeah, they're taking advantage of a top-notch football team. And yeah, you're going to pay. It's the market. It's because people want to see Utah football. There's there's a big demand to see Utah football. And where there's a massive demand, prices go up because people are willing to pay it. What happens is if Utah goes in the dumps and gets bad, no one wants to go. Well, they can't keep raising prices because no one's going to pay for it. So that's just the way it is. This is what happens with success. Now, honestly, if we're at the top of the Big 12 and we can sniff the playoffs and keep going, progressing and being good, I'm all in. I'm for it. I mean, I don't want big, massive 25% jumps every year, but this is when you have a competitive team like this, it's going to cost us some money.
Well, and from some things that
I
I've
do want a better
heard.
sound system, though. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that's just kind of what I'm saying. I wish they would make some little changes that would show the fans that, hey, we're actually trying to make the experience better for you, but they haven't done any of those things. And from some things that I've heard, it seems like part of our Big 12 um, contract with joining the conference is Utah has to broadcast our own sporting events. I don't know all the details. These are just a couple things that I've heard, but that means big money that has to be spent by the school to have a broadcast station, broadcast quality equipment, broadcast talent, things like that, that now all of a sudden is on the school. And again, I don't know all the details, but I think all of a sudden athletics is having to front some of those costs as well. So it's getting passed down onto the fans. That's just what happens. But it's this coupled with the stuff we've talked about with NIL. So it is getting to be to a point where as a fan, you feel like I can't keep spending this much money. I love Utah football, but it gets to a point where it's too much for people. And I don't blame people for that.
I will say this though, we just did expand the stadium, so things are moving along. Everything's incremental. I don't
Yeah.
know how much of this, the Crimson Club stuff. I don't know how that works with stadium expansion and all that kind of stuff. And then the facilities, the upgrades of facilities. So yeah, there's stuff that's going on, but it's all incremental. There's only so much money, and it's really expensive. So whatever. You're right, though. There comes a breaking point, but as long as the team is good, there's always going to be demand. And if I don't want it, I guarantee if I gave up my tickets tomorrow because I can't afford it, someone's going to take them. There's
Well,
a
right.
demand. That's why they can do it.
I mean, that's where it is right now, is that there is a waiting list. I don't know how long the waiting list is. I've known in years past that it is extensive. I don't know if it is still as long, but I think right now where we're at, if you give up your season ticket, someone will fill it. I don't know if that's always going to be the case, but right now it is. So, yeah, they feel like they can keep raising them because we just keep paying for them. But it's hard. It's that that initial, and I get it. It's hard as a fan. It's hard to balance all of those things, especially when you've got a million other things to pay for in your life. But
No, you don't. Football, that's where you're going to put your money.
football is life.
The budget, Utah football, food, clothing,
Everything else underneath
everything
it.
else after that.
Utah football, mortgage, car payment, food.